economy, like I'll be discussing on agriculture sector, industry sector, and service sector. Okay. So here before that, somebody wants some clarification in cost accounting. No, what is the page number? What is the page number you said?
280, ma'am.
280. 1 second. Ma, what is the page number?
280.
280.
Yes, ma'am. Abnormal losses.
So how to calculate abnormal losses you are talking about? Ma, you should answer my question. Why? Because it is here out, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. So what you want? Abnormal wastage in units. So you're asking me to how to calculate abnormal wastage, isn't it?
Abnormal losses. Ma'am, that 9,000, how they got 9,000?
Where 9,000?
95,000.
95,000. 1 second. Number of units is 94,000 units. Shit,
Down, ma'am. Abnormal wastage in
that's
unit.
what I'm looking into that. So direct material is 1 lakh. Direct material in value also is 1 lakh. Units is 1 lakh. So this means that it is 1 rupee per unit, isn't it? Direct material, it is 1 lakh in units and the value is 1 lakh. So here means per unit value is 1 rupee. Okay, to sundry materials 1,20,000. Uh, to sundry materials 1,20,000. To direct labor is 1 lakh. Okay, manufacturing expenses. Normal wastage. Here. Normal wastage is 5, no?
Yes, ma'am. That I got it.
Huh.
This down abnormal wastage in
Normal
unit.
wastage 1% is 5,000.
Normal wastage, I got it, ma'am. But abnormal wastage in units, now down it 95,000.
Abnormal wastage is
94,000.
abnormal wastage is 1,000 units at the rate of 5. Output is. Am I here?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
It is total output in units is 94,000 units, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, abnormal, normal wastage is how much? 5,000 units. 1 lakh on 1 lakh, 5% is 1,000 units, 5,000 units.
Yes.
Okay. So here means total 1 lakh minus 5,000 is 95,000. Got it? Our total number of units is 1 lakh units, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. 5% of normal wastage on 1 lakh is 5,000 units.
Yes.
Okay. So here means, so total units is 1 lakh units. Normal wastage is 5,000 units. So 1 lakh minus 5,000, you get 95,000.
Yes.
Got it?
1 lakh minus 95. Okay.
1 lakh minus normal wastage. So here what you will take, so number of units, from that you will take normal wastage, isn't it?
Yes.
So normal wastage is 5% of 1 lakh is 5,000. So 1 lakh minus 5,000 is 95,000.
Yes.
Okay. So here,
Yes.
and total output in units is 94,000 units. So abnormal
Okay.
wastage is 95,000 minus 94,000 is 1,000 units.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
And then your calculation, how to calculation abnormal wastage, it is total when you add up on the left hand side. So that is 1 lakh, 1 lakh 20,000, 1 lakh 90,000, 65,400, you get 4 lakh 47,400.
Yes.
4 lakh 75,400, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So divided by, so here total is 4 lakh 75,400. But what you'll take, you deduct normal wastage 400 rupees.
Yes.
Okay. So when you deduct, it is 4 lakhs 75,400 units. That is value.
Okay.
Okay. So this is divided by total. How much is this? It is 95,000 units, isn't it?
Yes.
So when you divide that, you get 5 per unit. Let me check. It is 5 or like 4 lakh 75,000. 4 lakhs divided by 95,000. 5 rupees per unit. So abnormal units is 1,000 rupees. At the rate of 5 rupees, you get 5,000 rupees. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you want, you write it. So calculating working notes, calculating abnormal wastage in units. Underline that. Normal units is 1 lakh. Normal units is 1 lakh plus normal wastage at the rate of 5% is 5,000 less normal wastage at the rate of 5%. So this 5% within brackets, you write 5% calculating on 1 lakh. 5,000 units. Okay. So that is normal units is 1 lakh less normal wastage is 5,000. You get 95,000. So here, 95,000 units. So 95,000 minus output in units, less output in units, less output in units. That is 94,000. Remaining whatever is left over, that is 1,000 units is abnormal wastage in units. Abnormal wastage in units.
గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ మేడం. కొద్దిగా బుక్ పేరు చెప్తారా మేడం? కొద్దిగా లేట్ లో జాయిన్ అయ్యాను మేడం నేను.
ఆహా కాదు, అమ్మాయికి కాస్ట్ అకౌంటింగ్ కొన్ని డౌట్ ఉంది అంటే అమ్మాయికి క్లారిఫై చేస్తున్నాను. కాస్ట్ అకౌంటింగ్
అచ్చా,
పేజ్ నెంబర్ 280.
280. కామర్స్ లెవెల్ కదా?
11.
ఒక నిమిషం మేడం, ఈ బుక్ పేరు చెప్తాను నేను. BC 511 కదా మేడం?
BC 511.
పేజ్ నెంబర్ మేడం?
280.
రైట్ మేడం, ఓకే మేడం.
So you get 1000 units. So now you need to calculate per unit value. How do you calculate per unit value? Here, that is total value. Total value is how much? So when you add up all these direct material, sundry expenses, direct labor, manufacturing expenses, you get 4,75,400. 4,75,400. So here, from that you deduct normal wastage, that is 400 rupees. Why? Because normal wastage has to be deducted every time. So you get balance of 4,75,000 divided by, so here that is total number of units available is 95,000 units. So if you deduct that, so if you divide that 4,75,000 divided by 95,000, you get 5 rupees per unit. 5 per unit. So how many units abnormal wastage you got it? 1,000 units, isn't it? 1,000 at the rate of 5 is equal to 5,000 rupees. 5,000 rupees. You balance the same with the same amount on both the sides, that is 1 lakh and 1 lakh units and 4,075,400. And here on the credit side, 1 lakh 4,75,400. Is this clear? Same as you calculate for Chitta process also. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So same as for the Chitta process also, total number of units is 94,000, isn't it? 94,000 minus
Yes,
normal wastage at the rate of 10%. That is 9,400. You get 84,600. And number of outputs is given in the problem is 83,000. You get 1,600 units is abnormal wastage in units. Okay, and then same as like total value is 6,77,740 minus normal wastage value is 940. So you get 6,76,800 divided by 84,600 units. So you get per unit value, that is rupees 8 per unit value. So what is the abnormal wastage in units? 1,600 units is the abnormal wastage. Okay, per unit value is 8 rupees. When you multiply 1,600 into 8, you get 1,800. Is this clear?
yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine.
Ma'am, one more, page number 145.
What is this Indian economy class, no? Page number? Page number 1?
140, 144.
144. Tell me, ma.
This last time you have explained this earning from Taylor and what will be with Merrick?
Merrick also, you take the average of it, no?
This 162 and 201, how they got, ma'am?
Which one?
Page number 1.
160 to 80. You take the average per unit value will changes, isn't it? Labor cost per unit. You take the average rates and then you calculate it. So here in the previous tailor you got 2 rupees, 2 rupees and 3 rupees, which is already given in the problem, isn't it? So what you are going to do, you are going to take the average and then do it. Okay. So what I'll do here, why? Because hourly rate it is given in the problem, isn't it? Based on that you need to calculate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, like what I'll do this problem and send it to you. Okay. So you want Merrick system, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Merrick.
మేడం కొద్దిగా మీ నంబర్ ఇస్తారా మేడం? కొద్దిగా ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉంటే మీకు అడుగుతాం మేడం.
అమ్మా ఆల్రెడీ నేను గ్రూప్ లో పెట్టాను. ప్లస్ నేను మళ్ళీ ఇంకొకసారి టైప్ చేస్తున్నాను నేను.
సరే మేడం. సరే
నేను
మేడం.
చాట్ బాక్స్ లో.
ఓకే మేడం.
అమ్మా ఇంకోటి, like one problem you asked me, no? I did it
Yes,
for you and then send it, no? That same question as well as answer, you share it in the group.
yes, ma'am.
Okay? Why? Because even others also will come to know, no, how to solve the
Okay.
problem. Okay? Huh?
Yes, ma'am. Okay,
So
ma'am.
same thing, along with the question, you share the answer. Okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. And this merit system, what I'll do?
సారీ
So
మ్యామ్,
I'll
వన్
by
మోర్
the
థింగ్
end.
మ్యామ్. సారీ మ్యామ్,
చెప్పమ్మా.
ఇది గ్రూప్ లో కూడా నాకు కొద్దిగా యాడ్ చేయండి మేడం ప్లీజ్.
అమ్మా
గ్రూప్ లో
గ్రూప్ లో
నేను
యాడ్ చేయాలంటే, అమ్మా somebody add this number in the group. What is your number, అమ్మా? నీ నంబర్ ఏంటి చెప్పు, నేను ఇక్కడ టైప్ చేస్తాను నేను.
9100
9100
240
huh?
240
240
360 మేడం.
360.
అవును
ఓకే,
మేడం.
సో
రైట్
నేను
మేడం.
ఇక్కడ టైప్ చేస్తాను.
సరే మేడం. థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం. థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం.
ఓకే అమ్మా, ఓకే. నేను చెప్పేసాను, ఇది ఈ నంబర్ ని యాడ్ దిస్ ఇన్ ద గ్రూప్ అని పెట్టేశాను. దే యాడ్ యూ. ఓకే అమ్మా, ఇంకా ఎవరికన్నా దిస్ మెరిక్ తో I'll do it and send it to you, ma. And meanwhile, whatever the problem you asked me, that I've solved it and shared it to you, know. Same thing, share it in the group.
Okay, ma'am.
And any other this thing doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, then come to the Indian economy. So here, Indian economy. So here I'll be discussing about agriculture, industry, and service sector. So here, already in the agriculture sector part, like already I discussed about the 5-year plans. So I gave what is when this 5-year plan. Please add my number in the okay. Okay. So here, like already I discussed 5-year plan. What is all about 5-year plan? The 5-year plan started in which year to which year, and what are the what they focus on, what was the objective, and what is the planned percentage, and what is the attained percentage. This and all I already have discussed. Okay. Here same thing again. It is there in page number 173. I'm not going to explain it once again. Why? Because this part is already been discussed. Those who did not attend the class, so already YouTube class is there, isn't it? Just go through once again the YouTube class, which is already sorry, which is already done in the class. Okay, same thing it is repeated. And then only the thing is here overview I'll give. So in detail I am not going to explain. Whatever is there in your textbook, that I am going to like overview I give. So here agriculture. So most of the revenue generated in our economy is by means of agriculture. Okay. So here that is agriculture is the primary sector, and here it is the backbone of our economy. And here around 70% of people are dependent on agriculture sector. Okay. So here when you talk about the agriculture, so agriculture, see whatever the sectors are there in our economy, that is contributing to the economy development, isn't it? So here contributing in the form of national income. So with that, like whatever it is contributing, so you are going to calculate, so aggregate of it, and then you derive the national income, you derive gross domestic product. So GDP, GNP, this and all, what are the imports, what are the exports, this and all, you are going to derive, isn't it? So here, what you are going to do, here you are going to, you try to derive the contribution to the national income by the agriculture sector, all the 5 years plan. Okay. And then source of livelihood, source of food supply, role of agriculture for industrial development, commercial importance, source of government revenue, role of agriculture in economic planning. Okay. So here progress again, the first 5-year plan already I discussed, that is that it was 1951 to 56, and second plan 1956 to 61, and third plan was 61 to 66, fourth plan 69 to 74, fifth plan 74 to 79, sixth plan 80 to 85, seventh plan 85 to 90, eighth plan 92 to 97, ninth plan 97 to 2002, 10th plan 2002 to 2007, the 11th plan 2007 to 2012. Okay, so these are the plans which was already discussed. And then come to the green revolution. What is green revolution? What is all about? So here, when you talk about the green revolution, it is all about the high yielding variety in the agriculture. So green revolution in the sense we are talking about the agriculture. White revolution, we talk about the milk, and yellow revolution, we talk about the oil. Okay. So here, green revolution, it was started in the year 1965. Okay. So here, this revolution, it is for the betterment and efficient irrigation, and here whatever the fertilizers you are using, correct use of fertilizers in order to increase the crop. So at the end of the day, what you want you want to increase the crop. Okay, increase the yield. Crop in the sense here, increase the yield, whatever you are doing it. Okay. So here, features of green revolution is given. That is introduction of high yield variety for the first time in the agriculture, Indian agriculture. And this was the focus was given in the year 1965. And during the second, this was the first phase. And the second phase was given to the not only a particular this thing, given to several other states also. And other crops like wheat also were included in the plan. Okay. Earlier it was the seeds it was given only of a particular this thing, and then the other crops were also, other than the wheat, it was also included in the plan. Okay. Primarily focus was on wheat. Okay. And here basic requirement, what is the basic requirement of high yielding variety seeds in the proper irrigation? So here means you talk about the monsoon. Why? Because generally, when you talk about the agriculture, generally it depends upon the monsoon, isn't it? So here, firms cannot depend on monsoon. And here, due to that green revolution, it improved the inland irrigation system. Okay. And here, not only that, it emphasized the plan, okay, on food grains such as wheat and rice. Okay. And not only that, it focused on cash crops and commercial crops. And here, not only that, here the focus was to increase the productivity, increase the yield, okay, and use of fertilizers. How to use the fertilizers, okay. And here, and then apart from that, what is the percentage of pesticides to be used, and here in order to reduce the loss or damage to the crops. And here market surplus. Here with the green revolution, what happens? Earlier we used to depend it was only self-sufficient with this before the green revolution was introduced. And after the green revolution was introduced, here there was market surplus. Okay. So here impact of green revolution is already given, that is increase in agriculture production, increase in per acre yield, less dependence on imports, employment, and a benefit to the farmers. And food security, here when you talk about the food security, it is depend as the availability of the food. Okay. And here it discussed about the global water crisis, it discussed about the climate change, it discussed about the land degradation, it discussed about the corporation and governments buying rights of millions of acres of the agricultural land. Okay. And also several measures were developed, okay, to capture the access of the food security, like a household, that is HFIAS, that is household food insecurity access scale, and HDDS, that is household dietary diversity scale, and household HSS, that is household hunger scale, and coping strategies index. Okay. These are the measures which was developed in order to capture the component of the food security. And then public distribution system, and what is meant by public distribution system is given, and advantages of the public distribution system. So what are the advantages you get? It helps in establishing the food prices and making food available to the consumers at the affordable price. That's the reason competitiveness is very important in the economy. And here, not only that, it has helped in avoiding the hunger by supplying the food from the surplus regions to the deficit region. For example, in one area, for example, when you take Punjab as the example, there is surplus production of wheat. So here means the deficit, wherever the deficit is there, so it was like supplying, means moving food from surplus regions to the deficit regions. Okay, and here apart from that, you have disadvantages also. The major disadvantages is storage. Storage is the main disadvantages. If you don't have sufficient warehouses, if you don't have like well established warehouse, then you find difficult in storage system. And here, not only that, agriculture marketing in India, like we have sales in villages, sales in markets, sales in mandis. Okay, cooperative marketing. uh, and what are the defects of market agriculture marketing in India? That is lack of storage facility, distress sales, lack of transportation. So if proper infrastructure facilities is not available in the rural areas, then you come across this, that is lack of transportation, unfavorable mandis, intermediaries, unregulated markets, lack of market intelligence, lack of organization, lack of grading what, grading the food items. Okay, whatever they are producing it. See, the crop will not be uniform. Here in the crop itself, you have like good and bad crop. So here you should be able to grade the crop. Grading is very important. Why? Because to sell the product in the market. And then lack of institutional finance and unfavorable conditions. Okay, what are the remedial measures? Here, establishment of regulated market, establishment of cooperative marketing society, extension and construction of additional storage and warehouse facilities, expansion of market yards. Okay, provision for extending adequate amount of credit facilities to the farmers. Why? Because they don't have sufficient funds to fund that particular produce. Okay, so timely supply of marketing information. If that marketing information is timely, is not supplied to the farmers, then the yield, the farmer will not be able to increase the yield. And implement in the extension of the road and transportation facilities, that is providing, having good infrastructure facilities. When you talk about the infrastructure facilities, you have like what are the facilities should be available: road, transportation. Okay, communication is very important. Okay, provision for standardization and grading of the produce, and formulating the suitable agriculture price. And warehouses, what is meant by warehouse? What are the different types of warehouses? Already I discussed in principles of marketing. Here, whatever the subject you are learning, all subjects are interlinked. Okay, so here the major functions of warehouse is storage, price stabilization, risk bearing. Okay, so here risk bearing in the sense, your whatever you are storing, if the storage facilities is not available, what happens? Here there are chances of exposing the risk in the form of theft, in the form of deterioration, in the form of exploration, in the form of fire. Okay, for that what is required? Warehouse storage facilities is required, financing, grading and packing. So here again the importance of warehouses is given, and then benefits of warehouses is given, and types of warehouses is given in your like see here. What I discussed, same thing is given, that is private warehouse, public warehouse and bonded warehouse. So private warehouse, where private people will be having the warehouses. For example, Reliance, Heritage, this and all, you can take it as example. They have their own transport, own warehouse, own transportation. That's the reason. Or whatever you purchase in that, like you get an affordable price. Okay, this is the reason behind why you get, why this Reliance, why this like Heritage is going for economies of scale. Why? Because this is the reason. Why? Because they have their own transportation, they have their own storage facilities. Okay, and public warehouse where government is holding the warehouses. For example, FCI, you can take it as example. FCI, it is a government company, that is Food Corporation of India. Okay, so where all the produce will be stored in this. And bonded warehouse, these are the warehouses where you find it at near the port. Okay, whatever you are like importing goods. Okay, the like until you pay the custom duty, these goods are stored in this warehouses. That warehouse is called as bonded warehouse. Okay, and then here agricultural labor is given. Okay, so here again agricultural labor, it has been classified into two, that is landless agricultural labor and small and marginal land owners. Okay, So here, again, landless agricultural labor, like you find permanent labor attached to the cultivating households and temporary or casual labors. That is permanent labor and casual labor. And small and marginal landowners, there you find cultivators, sharecroppers, and leaseholders. And here features is given in the book, in the which is in the which is in page number 187. So the explanation part is good. So you can read it, okay. And causes for the growth of agricultural labor also is given. What are the different causes, like increase in rural population, decline of cottage industries, handicrafts, eviction of small farmers and tenants from the land, uneconomic land holdings, increase in indebtedness, breakup of joint family system. Okay. And here, what are the measures taken by the government in order to improve the agricultural laborers? So, like this is also is given, and suggestions for the improvement of the agricultural labors. Okay. Only the thing is, when you talk about the examination point of view, so here it is given in points. Subheading is given. Try to mug up the subheadings for all this, and then here when you know the subheadings, you can elaborate those subheadings. It is very easy to elaborate those things. Okay. And then minimum wages. So here, what is minimum wages? Minimum wages means like it is the minimum amount of the remuneration that employer is required to pay the wage earners for the work what he has performed, okay, during a given period. So that is the minimum wages that every company has to follow. So under the Companies Act, that is Workers Protection Act, or in another words, Minimum Wages Act 1948. Okay. So here that is the minimum. So according to the sections and all is given. So, and then rural credit. When you talk about the rural credit, it is of three different types: short-term credit, medium-term credit, and long-term credit. Your short-term credit, like if it is within an accounting year, that is called as short-term. Medium-term in the sense it is 1 to 3 years, or 1 to 5 years, or 1 to 10 years, and long-term it is beyond 3 years, beyond 5 years, or beyond 10 years. We call it as long-term credit. And why long-term credit is required, why short-term credit is required, and why medium-term credit is required, that is clearly explained in the rural credit part. Just go through the content. And here, like major sources of the rural credit in India. Okay. My next major sources of rural credit. Meanwhile, what you do up to here, just go through the points which is given in the textbook. If at all, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
అమ్మా ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా ఇప్పుడు?
No, ma'am, no doubts.
No doubts, no? So here, again, major sources of rural credit in India. So here we have cooperative credit societies are there, land development banks are there, commercial banks are there, which facilitates the credit facility to all the for the farmers. Okay, and regional rural banks are there. The government is there. These are the things. These are the major sources where you find rural credit in India. Okay, so here again, here you have like you can expect make a note of it. Questions. Explain the significance. Explain the significance given to agriculture in different plan periods. Explain significance given to agriculture in different plan periods. If this question is asked in the examination, so what you have to do? You have to explain all the 5-year plans right from the first plan. Okay, right from the first plan you have to explain. And what is the percentage of what is the significance is given to the agriculture part, that you need to explain it. And here next question is what are the
మ్యామ్ సౌండ్ చిన్నగా వస్తుంది.
ఇప్పుడు వస్తుంది, ఇప్పుడు వినపడుతుందా? ఇప్పుడు వినపడుతుందా అమ్మా? So here next question is like what are the defects of agriculture marketing in India, and explain the steps to overcome them. Okay, and then in short bits, what is warehouse and types of warehouse? What is warehouse and types of warehouse? Next, what is green revolution? Explain the features or state its features. And you can expect one more question. What are the major sources of rural credit in India? This is the general question. So you need to update yourself by checking in Google and all. Major sources of rural credit in India. You need to explain all the elements, including the regional rural banks and all. Here. Is this clear, this part? Up to here, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So here, next is industry. So it is all about industrialization. So here, even this industries part, like I explained, like what are the patterns of industrialization in the 5-year plans right from 1951 to 2017. Okay. So here, in each and every 5-year plan, unit 11, page number 200. Unit 11, page number 200. So here, it was already explained in the 5-year plans. Okay. So what is industrialization? So generally, why this? I'll tell you the why industrialization concept came into existence. See here, like after independence, like what happened? We used to depend on like imported goods. We used to depend on imports. Most like 90%, we used to depend on imports. So when we are depending on imports, what happens? Like we have to purchase the imported goods in their currency, isn't it? And whatever the foreign currency left over with our economy, it has exhausted. So here, in order to here make economy the self-sufficiency, the government took measures in order to start the industries by giving some subsidies to the industries in order to establish the industries for domestic consumption. So here, Miss, here when the government has taken measures in order to develop the industries in the economy, what happened? So this part is called as industrialization. So what is the role of industrialization? Why industrialization concept came into existence? Why? Because here, Miss, in order to in order to like not to the main theme is the main concept is not to depend on imports, to reduce the percentage of dependence on imports. Now, even today we depend on importing like crude oil, isn't it? So here the thing is here, apart from the crude oil, whatever the consumables are there, whatever the goods are there. So here, instead of depending on imported goods, you're depending on like producing same goods domestically. Here, this concept was given in the industrialization. Okay. So here, this is all about industrialization and 5-year plans. Just go through the 5 years plans, which is given in detail, and then MESME. Okay. What is MESME? Micro, small, medium enterprises. So first M starts for micro, second S starts for small. Again, next M stands for medium. So here, this MESME, like how you determine whether it is a micro organization, whether it is a small organization, whether it is a medium organization. Before that micro, we have like cottage industries, we have tiny and cottage industries. Based on the investment, what you invest, based on the investment, we determine that which type of industry, with that particular industry comes under which category. That will come to know based on the investment, whatever they are putting it. Okay, so based on the investment and based on the turnover generated by the company. Okay, so apart from that, based on the plant and machinery, what the assets which they are using in the organization. Why assets are used in the organization here? Why? Because assets are the core element from where you can generate revenue. Okay, so here, like manufacturing enterprise, again here in page number 203, MESME is classified into 2 classes. One is manufacturing enterprises and second one is service enterprises. So manufacturing enterprises, again, micro enterprises there, small enterprises there, again medium enterprises is there. As I said that, like you are talking about the investment which is made in plant and machinery, and here service enterprises, again you are talking about the investment made for micro, for small and medium enterprise. So based on the investment what you are making in the organization, based on that you determine that whether it is a micro, whether it is a small, or whether it is a medium, and it is clearly mentioned in page number 204. That is definition of MESME according to the Ministry of MESME. So micro service up to 10 lakhs, manufacturing up to 25 lakhs, small more than 10 lakhs but less than 2 crores, and manufacturing more than 25 lakhs, less than 5 crores, medium enterprise more than 2 crores but less than 5 crores, and for manufacturing more than 5 crores, less than 10 crores. Okay, so here, and then significance. What is the significance? What is the importance of MESME? Okay, so here, and then and what is the contribution by MESME? Okay, so how much it is contributing to the Indian economy, how much it is contributing to the Indian exports. Okay, how many people are employed in the sense you are talking about the employment, what is the employment opportunity provided by the MESME sector, and here how many are registered companies, how many are unregistered companies, what are the opportunities provided for budding entrepreneurs, and what are the different channels are available in the investment opportunity, and how like MESME also provides foreign good market for the foreign companies in order to start venture capital in our economy. Okay, and here how many types of produce from the high tech to the traditional industries. This and all, this information is provided by MESME. Okay, and here again government policy is given. Government policy on MESME. So what is the government policy? So it is given in 8 points. Just go through the points which is given in page number 206. Okay, and here again problems of MESME. So here always remember that. See here, even marketing, somebody asked me why complex has been discussed in the class. Why? Because for every advantages, there will be disadvantages. So what are the disadvantages? That part you should know that. So when you come to know what are the disadvantages, to overcome the disadvantages, what are the measures you are going to take in that aspect? In order to know that, you should know what are the conflicts, what are the disadvantages, what are the cons for that particular activity. Is this clear, this part? Is this clear, this part? Just what you do, just what are the points I discussed, problems of MESME, just go through up to here. If at all, if you have any questions, overview I gave. So here in detail, if you want in detail, like overview is more than enough for you all. Okay, just go through the points. If at all, if you have any doubts, you can ask me questions. And service sector that I'll discuss in the class. Next class I'll discuss. Okay. So service sector, before you come to class, just go through the pages. Okay. Why? Because for better understanding, why? Because service sector is very important sector. Your service, whatever the services rendered by the company, those are intangible in nature. Even though they are intangible, but the thing is, those services are very important. That's the reason before you come to class, just go through the points which is given in the textbook. It will be very easy for you all to understand what is all about. Okay. And meanwhile, I'll give you all like 2 minutes time, go through the points which has been discussed in the book. Okay, up to 207. If at all, if you have any questions, you ask the questions. Is it clear? And why? Because only a lack of time, like I'm not discussing service sector today's class. So next class, I'll discuss service sector. Meanwhile, that's the reason I'm giving you 2-3 minutes time to go through the content. Any doubts you can clarify. Amma, any questions? Amma, any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. I am winding up the session. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.